BlxckMonopoly presents Dope Dialogue. What's good, y'all? You're now tuning into Dope Dialogue presented by BlxckMonopoly. And today we got on Sir Bey. How you doing, man?
Peace, King. Peace, Young King. Thank you for having me.
No doubt. Thanks for giving your time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's jump right
Honored
into
to be
it.
here, man.
Oh, we appreciate you for sure. Let's jump right into it. So could you give like the listeners a little bit of where you're from, a little background on you?
So I'm a military brat, even though I don't like the term brat, you know what I'm saying? But I traveled all across the United States. My whole family for the most part is from Wilmington, North Carolina. We call it Port City. Shout out to Port City. I spent most of my life in Virginia and Maryland, but I've lived in Arizona, Alaska, Georgia, Florida. So for the most part, I'm from North Carolina, but I'm from Virginia in the DMV. So the southeast area.
Got you. So peeping the name, Sir Bey.
Yes, sir.
I get like Morris energy, like you're a Moor. Could you clarify on the name itself and also what being a Moor is?
Absolutely. Yes. Sir Bey is a moniker, but it's also my name as well. My name is Robert, Robert Bey, Robert S. Bey, and Bey means, it is a Moorish title, like Ali, Bey, El, Day. These are Moorish titles. Bey specifically means chieftain or governor or, law enforcer of the land, landlord,
Smooth. So like, how do you, I'm not too like well versed on it, but how do you, like, what makes somebody a Moor?
Your blood, your blood, your divine creed, your heritage, your culture, your ancestors, your mitochondria DNA, your connection to the soil and the earth. So that's what makes you a Moor. It really ties you back to the land. It ties you to your birthrights, and it ties you to your divine creed.
Got you. And is that something that like somebody should innately know, or like do you have to do DNA testing to find out if you're a Moor? Or?
Well, I mean, if you really want to get simple, just to kind of put it in a simple box for people, we have the human race, right? And the human race is broken down into two main subcategories, which are Asiatics, which are the Aboriginal, indigenous, melanin-rich Nubian people of the earth, right? And then you have Europeans or Albions or Anglo-Saxons or Caucasians, right? And so the Asiatics, we are the Moors, and people think Moors and they just think Northern Africa, Berber, Spain. Moors traverse the entire planet. We are Moors. To actually Moor means to travel as well. When you're traveling, you have to moor your ship. Being a Moor is being able to optimally travel through this cosmic matrix, right? While being tied to your birthright and in the right way. Like they be saying on the Star Wars shit, this is the way. The Mandalorian, this is the way.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? That type shit. Like, this is the way,
Got you. And what, like, if somebody wants to do some research on Moorish culture or what it is to be a Moor, what books, like, could you give like a couple of books that somebody could like read into or look into, or what videos to watch?
Oh yeah, absolutely. As far as books, I definitely would recommend reading the Circle 7 Holy Quran. The Quran with the K is called the Circle 7 Holy Quran. We definitely recommend reading that. The Moorish 101s. And man, in regards to what else to read everything. And when you're finished reading everything, study yourself and then continue to study, because it's a never ending school. In relation to great videos to watch, now we're in the video era. You can actually go on YouTube and listen to great lectures and take notes. Definitely Taj Tariq Bey. That's T-A-J. Tariq is T-A-R-I-K. And then Bey is B-E-Y. Joel Bratton Bey. C. Freeman L. My guy, Asir, the Duke of Tears.
Yeah, I mean,
that's A-S-E-E-R. Yeah, Asir, the Duke of Tears. Sabir Bey, Moorish Brooklyn, Rise of the Moors, man, Cujo L, the Brooklyn Moors. I mean, there's a lot of great movements and brothers out there, active Moors doing the work, and that we know of and we don't know of. The list can go on.
For sure, for sure. And you mentioned studying yourself after you study, the books and the videos. What are a few tips?
Facts.
Could you go into how somebody could study themselves? Like, because a lot of people weren't taught that growing up or don't know how to do it. So, what tips could you get to point somebody in that direction?
Yeah, man, you're absolutely right. And we were not taught that on purpose. Their system is to clip your wings, is to put you in a box, is to keep you docile, degenerative, dumb, all the D's, and it's to produce an employee, a prisoner, or a debt slave. That's what the school curriculum was based off and funded to do. So now that we're given the opportunity with these paradigm shifts to align back to our original way and our divine self, meditation is key. You really got to take time out to meditate. And cats be thinking you really got to sit there for an hour. You ain't got to do it like that. You can meditate for 5 minutes, bro. You can meditate for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Just start at your level, and gradually you're going to gradually go up. But the key is being able to not master, but strengthen your mental filters. You want to strengthen your mental filters, which are muscles as well. That way you're able to have more control over your energy and the thoughts that, may occur and arise within your energetic intelligence. So medication is key. A great, what you eat, what you intake, not just food through your mouth, but what you watch, what you listen to, what you talk about, what you eat, the environment you're around, etc. And you really got to do the shadow work, man. You really got to face yourself. You got to face your demons. You really got to face your demons, and you got to get them in line and get them in order. A lot of people want to pretend to put these masks on as if nobody has demons. I don't have demons. Everybody has demons for the most part. It's not the issue having the demon. The issue is exalting the demon and letting the demon be in the driver's seat of the car. That's the problem. Like I say in the room all the time, the cognitive dissonance comes in again, where people want to pretend or act like they can't see what they don't want to deal with, so they don't have to deal with it. Instead of just dealing with it, facing it, conquering it, mastering it, and putting it in its place. And this comes from cowardice. This comes from ignorance. This comes from manipulation. This comes from distortion, static, confusion, smoke and mirrors. And that's what we're dealing with.
Got you. So what exactly are demons? Are they something that are that's in our head, or is it spiritual things that just come into our space unwillingly? So how can we
demons are, that's a great question. Demons are spirits.
Okay.
Demons are spirits. Demons are spirits. They're spirits, but spirit means breath. The demons, they like to have domain in the air. This is why you have the media and satellites and whispers in your ear and your head, and why did I think that, or what influenced me? Yeah, that's that demonic energy, right? Angels are messengers and warriors at the same time. See, angels aren't cuddly Teletubby Care Bears. Angels are warriors. They'll chop your head off righteously. Through righteous just, you know what I mean? So, and then you have messengers, you have prophets, you have ascended masters. I mean, there's ranks, there's levels, there's hierarchies in this celestial cosmic play, narrative, script, right? So yeah, man. But demons, people, I don't have demons. Oh, kill your ego. I don't have an ego. These are the people who have the biggest demons and the biggest egos.
For sure.
Instead of being like, yeah, man, I got some vices, some demons, I messed up there, I'm better now, I'm working on this, or, I got this in control. You know what I'm saying? It's like having a wild dog. You got to keep it on a leash, right? Or in a cage, or in the yard, in a section. Don't scripture say our Father's house has many mansions? So everything is in order and orderly and has a place. It's sure. When things are out of place,
Got you. So how do you, go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so how do you master your demons? Because everybody got them. So how do you what tips or things do you do to make sure you keep them in order? And also, how do you even notice them? Because you were saying it's kind of they're frequencies. We can't see them, but somehow they could be thoughts in our head, or they could be voices or something. How are you able to tell and catch yourself thinking that and notice a demon, and also how do you, you know, put it in check?
That's a great question, yo. In Kemet and over here, it's inscripted, man, know thyself, you know, and you have to know yourself so you can be yourself. Because once you're able to be yourself, you're able to empower and move optimally within yourself, right? And you know when you're having a primordial or innate or genuine thought or feeling, opposed to you doubting yourself or questioning yourself about things that you know you know. See, the devil's in the details. See, we've already won. You know what I'm saying? Everything's already taken care of. It's about integrating and aligning with the winners, aligning with nature, aligning with the Elohim. You know, people are making the mistake of integrating with the demons and giving their energy to the demons. You have to know yourself. That's the key. And in order to know yourself, that's a journey. It's a never-ending journey. It's infinite. But you know yourself through silence. Silence is the language of God. That's why I say meditate, because once you get in silence and solitude, you can really sit with yourself and sit with your thoughts. So you have to sit with your thoughts. You start to be able to use that mental filter and realize what thoughts are really yours and what thoughts are more aligned with you and resonate with you, opposed to things that you're just picking up on or subconsciously is still rattling around in there, or you may have been around or saw today or whatever. Old trauma, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever pops up. So it becomes a mastery, a symphony, a dance, and it's really mental health. You know, but to really truly have mental health, you have to have heart health and you have to have gut health. And that's the key too. You know what I'm saying? You got to have this, and this lined up. You know what I'm saying? Because this energy from the base of us shoots up to the crown of us. And that itself is a beacon that shoots up. You know what I'm saying? For other purposes, for higher purposes. And intellect and intelligence and intel. That's why people say they get downloads. I say, yeah, you get downloads, but what about the upload? Do you upload back up?
Got you. And we're gonna get to that book too, for sure.
No, you good. I'm just making sure I got it.
Not for sure, because I'm like, you speaking heavy right now, and I'm pretty sure the book is like super into detail for sure. And
yeah.
But just to touch on the diet real quick, is it like a vegan diet? Like what necessarily should somebody be putting into their body?
Electric foods. Really, it's about having a great pH balance. You want to have a wholesome, great pH balance. You don't want to be too acidic. You don't want to be too alkaline. Too acidic, you get disease and all kind of other nasty stuff. Too acidic, you can get brittle and you can get sick that way too. Like life, it's about balance. So the key is eating electric foods, green leafy foods. Even if you still eat meat, it's really not the meat, it's the chemicals in the meat that's the problem. It's what they're shooting the meat up with. It's the logistical process of how it's shipped, and all these meats are being packed and the animals are being tortured. That shit is demonic energy. It's lower energy. It's static, distorted energy. And it has an effect in the energetic sphere. So, you know, eating electric foods, even if you eat meat, just make sure you keep your diet balanced, where you're integrating electric foods, green leafy foods, fruits, you know, raw foods, sun-dried foods, you know what I'm saying? Raw as possible if you can get it. Fresh, you know what I'm saying? And then from there, you have to integrate meditation, sun gazing, nature walking, river swimming, salt baths. Salt baths are great. They have these things now called float therapy, where you go in these little shallow pools and you just float. And man, like, I haven't done it yet. I'm planning on doing it. I'll probably do it with the wife soon. But the people that have done it, they said the effects. I did watch a documentary on it. So it takes all of this to make, first off, so you can shed off all of the layers of what society and the false matrix have told you are. Because people are walking around thinking there's something that they really are not.
For sure.
You know, our people are trying to be like Satan instead of trying to be like Christ. That's a fact. Fendi fact.
For real. And connected to what you were just speaking about, you said something in the room about mastering your genetic coding. Is that, like, would you sum that up as that, or is there any other elements to that?
Oh no, that man, that can go on for days when it comes to genetic coding, because that's what all this is about. That's what
Sure.
all this is about. It's about studying our genetic code because one, we are all similar, but we're not all alike. We're all similar, but nobody's alike. You know what I'm saying? Not even twins. Twins even have different, fingerprints. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself is amazing, right? And now you have genetics is information. It's light, it's information, it's plasma. It's a multitude of things. And this is they're looking for God's fingerprint. They're looking for the God particles and the God genes. That's what they're looking for. But they're looking at it through a skewed lens. They're looking at it through a finite lens. You're trying to look at infinity through a finite lens.
Right.
It's not gonna make sense. It's always gonna elude you. The closer you get, the further you will be away from it. And this is why they're baffled. And this is why they need us. And when I say us, I'm talking about on an energetic level. It's not necessarily skin pigmentation because you have messianic Christ, benevolent, warrior, righteous energy in all nations. And you got demonic, low vibrational, static, demon energy in all nations too. So right now it's about the cream of the crop rising up. It's about how can we collectively move together for the greater good. Period. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. Niggas got to get out of duality. And part of my Moorish Latin, but people got to get out of duality in the sense of duality exists, but don't get stuck and don't become subject to it. Meaning don't think that you have to choose this or that. It's always this and that. It's not this or. A bird needs two wings to fly. It can't fly with one wing, or if it can, it's a talented bird.
For real. For real.
For real.
Nice, man. For real. Damn, you going in for sure. Another thing you said in the room was also like, it blew my mind. It was like about time traveling and how like we can time travel through our kids, but also the youth in general by guiding them and having them, like that, that saying,
Right.
I wish I knew now what I so like,
no, yeah.
Like, could you go into that and how like that ties into time travel?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's really what it is, because if I go get a picture of you, you know what I'm saying, and the crew from BlxckMonopoly, I get pictures from y'all from 200 years ago, 150 years ago, or your great, 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 great uncle, or great, 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 great grandmother. You look exactly the same.
For real. For real. My dad sent me like a baby picture before and I look just like him. For real. For real. It's scary. Wait, so
I mean, come on. I mean,
could you go into that a little bit too? So you saying like, looking at great ancestors and how we look the same, like go into that, like, are we them or is it just that, they're living through us, or how does that work?
You are them. We're living through us. They're living through us, and we're living through them. You know what I'm saying? Because the postures, the attitudes, even the neurological way that we think in situations is unique to our coding. So how you are now, kind of the things that you would do in this time, is you'd be the same way in that time. You would be, like, for example, I use this story for an example because I found this out a couple of years ago. My ancestors during the Prohibition era, they used to hide liquor in caskets. Like they used to hide the liquor, bootleg liquor in caskets, and drive it up north from the south. And they never had to worry about nothing because everybody thought they had dead body in the car. But they had alcohol. Going up there making money, coming back home. That's some shit I would do. Like that's how I would think in that time. That's what I would be doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, I would have thought of that. In that time, I would have thought of that. Just like now, in this time, your ancestor, let's say your ancestor taps into your genetic genome from the celestial realm or from the soul or spiritual realm, and they tap in and see what you're doing. They be like, yeah, I'll be doing this. I'll be doing a podcast, or my house will look like this in this time right now. Yeah, he got it. I might not wear that, but yeah, I'll wear this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
So yeah, it's this, and they know this in Kemet. They knew this in Kemet that you can return. This is why mummification. They would keep certain organs, and they would, keep the body purified as much as possible, because if certain beings had to come back, they can step back into their ship.
Got you. Sure. So speaking of that, like, is there a way to prepare for afterlife then? Because if they can return, and mummies were, usually buried with their jewelry and their belongings and everything. Does that tie into like the afterlife as well, or?
Yeah, absolutely. The material, the gold, the copper, the diamonds, the crystals, the mummification, the hemp paper, the scents, the sages, the herbs, the spices. Yes, absolutely. The smells remind you. Smell is a thing, man. You ever have like a smell come to you and it just pulls you into an old memory or into a paradigm that you were in, or you like, it's like just a taste or a smell just brings you back.
For sure.
So that's what that's utilized for. It's a mapping. The pyramids across the earth, they're star maps. They're aligned to celestial bodies because these are coordinates. So it's all tethered and it's all correlated and it all has a purpose. And it's absolutely true. Yeah, it's a fact.
Got you. And like one other thing you said in the room was reprogramming your brain to change the perspective and ultimately your patterns. Like, what steps do you have into that? Like, because that's definitely ties into what you said. You master your mind, you master, your energy, your soul. You also master your gut. So when it comes to reprogramming your mind, like, how does that work? Like, you don't have to give all the gems away, because I'm pretty sure it's probably in your book. So, like,
it is.
Yeah. So if you don't mind sharing, like, maybe just, a few or a couple. One, it doesn't matter, but
yeah, no, I got you. It's all about your neurological pathway. It's all about that synaptic firing in your body, in your brain, especially in your heart, that firing off those electrons, those neutrons, that electricity. So what you want to do is get out of the repetition. You want to trick your body, per se. You want to trick your mind, not even trick it. You want to show it who's boss. So holding your breath as long as possible is a great exercise. If you're right-handed, use your left hand. If you're left-handed, use your right hand. Walk up the stairs backwards. Do things physically that may seem odd. Do a handstand and just do a handstand and try to see how long you can do a handstand, and let the blood rush to your head because you're upside down. Do these things because it's going to force, and reading, especially reading books.
Sure.
Good books. Reading books. It makes you use different neurological pathways in your brain. And by doing that, it gives your body a new awareness to its intelligence. And this is how you break habits and start thinking different, or I wouldn't even say you're thinking different. You're just thinking on a higher plane from your holistic self, right? And this allows you to crack into into yourself more, your higher self more. So ultimately, you can integrate back into the collective holistically as a whole. And it's kind of like that's why these boundaries and these energetic thresholds are the way they are, because you can't just pass through. You can't cheat the test. So yeah, those are some great tips. And like I said, man, people who are reading my book, they know what's going on. Like, tapping into your purpose is the key. Tapping into why you are here, why the Elohim or God or the Most High or Allah or Source Creator sent you here.
Sure.
You're here for a reason. You have a passion and you have gifts for a reason. It's all tied. And once you align it up and get it, and conceptualize it for yourself and embody it, you're for yourself, game over. You're unfuckwittable.
Got you. I was just about to ask you, like, to go into the book too, but like you pretty much summed it up. But like, if you got any more details about the book or what you get into in it, would you mind sharing?
Oh yeah, I mean, the book is great, man. It's an easy read. It's not hard. I'm actually working on my second book. Huh? Oh yeah. The book is it's an easy read. It's not hard. I'm actually working on my second book right now, but this book is a great foundation. It took me about 2 to 3 years to write it, but it took my whole life to write it, because I had to go through my whole life experience to get a conceptualization and understanding and overstanding and understanding of what I was in, what I was dealing with, and who I was and what I'm doing. But it's not about me. The book's not about me. It's about you. It's about you. It's about you. It's about everybody watching. It's a tool for your foundation, your soul and spiritual foundation. And I just appreciate everybody who's just been supporting, man, especially from the Clubhouse platform as well, Grab a Gang, the Purpose Pushers, and all the other great groups. We have great conversations, man, and it's a beautiful time because we have this technology now that's allowing us to tap in like this so easily. Because and I'm so excited because you young cats is getting the information and you're applying it and you're excited about it and you get it. It's making sense. It's nothing like seeing them puzzle pieces start to come together, yo. It's like, oh, that's what, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Like,
yeah.
like we about to wrap it up for sure. Like, thank you for giving your time. Is there anything else that
Yeah,
you want to touch
salute.
on? Like, lastly, like any, anything that you want to say, any advice you want to drop?
Nah, bro, man. Look, man. Salute to you. Salute to the BlxckMonopoly family, man. Thank you for having me, man. We definitely gonna tap in again. We're gonna keep building. Much success, prosperity, a purpose. Salute to you, man. Thank you for having me.
No doubt, man. Thanks for giving your time, your energy, for being present, like, and dropping these gems for sure. Cause like even doing this, I feel like my mind has shifted for sure. I'm definitely going to get the book.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna get the book, and like, yeah, it's a lot of value. Definitely appreciate it.
absolutely, man.
So with that,
Absolutely, bro. I'm here,
oh,
man. Reach
oh,
out, brother. I got you.
dope. Also, like, hit them with your social media and anything else, like websites, anywhere you want somebody
Oh
to
yeah.
follow or go to.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm thinking about it. Yes, survey on everything. That's SIRBEY. Survey on everything. My new single, Rise of the Floater, comes out June 11th on all platforms. So be looking out for that. Make sure you stream that. The book, Your Gift, Your Passion, Your Purpose, it's available via Amazon.com. You can just type in Robert S. Bey, or you can type in Your Gift, Your Passion, Your Purpose. It'll pop up. Um, and that's really it, man. Just man, we gonna keep doing what we doing out here, man. The work. We gotta do the work, man. At the end of the day, it's about the work, the words, and the deeds, man. It's about that work and that deed. You gotta put the work in. So that's what we doing, man. Thank you for putting in the work, young king.
No doubt, man. Appreciate it. And with that, no
Yes, sir.
dialogue. We out.
Yes, sir.